seeing a bunch of broken decks speed run their way through the Flesh and Blood Living Legends system, where the better you do at the game, the less time you get to play that hero and thus have to buy more cards, you really have to marvel at the fact that the fastest rise to power is from the heroes who are from the latest Japanese set. They tried to do something new with them, adding new mechanics, transforming cards, and it ended up being broken. Perhaps not because of that, but still. Two of these heroes are now banned, and the third one, a seductive assassin lady that you just love to imagine being played by some mouth-breathing, morbidly obese creep who probably masturbates to her, will be banned shortly. The reason for this, again, is that they won too many games. This system actually does make sense, and might even be good to implement in Magic the Gathering, but honestly, it'd be pretty pointless for Magic, as that game has no stable competitive structure, nor is it centered around hero cards, commander notwithstanding. So that's all well and good of a system. But the fact that the game is starting to power creep, just like Magic, as well as the fact that the power creep is getting worse as the game tries to explore new mechanics, makes you wonder how much quote-unquote design space that Flesh and Blood actually has. Already there are fears that this new Gravy Bones hero is going to be broken. The game is very tightly balanced. The new Ranger seems like it might be some power creep bullshit as well. Of course, hordes of Flesh and Blood simps will screech, "Power creep is inevitable, it can't be helped." But that's not really a good argument, is it? When the game didn't have so many issues early on, aside from Bravo, star of the show. But that was one mistake. This is a trend. Not to mention how insufferable the meme theme of pirates is. Yes, we get it. You had ninjas. So now you need pirates. You need something that will be marketable. And this will make Soy Boy's neurons connect. And they will get excited. And I suppose you can't even criticize pirates when there is already steampunk shit in this game. It is quickly becoming a dogshit kitchen sink setting, just like Magic has, except Magic stuck somewhat to classic fantasy with a bit of magical technology added in for the first 20 years or so. This game threw in high-tech bullshit alongside classic sword-swinging heroes right away, in an effort to cast as wide a net as possible at least. Flesh and Blood can't even claim to be affordable anymore. Now it's just as much pay to win as Magic, though perhaps with a better rotation system. Still, these Mistvale heroes are rotating out within a year or so of being printed. At least standard cards nowadays are good for 3 or more years potentially. And yes, you can use them for other decks, except that they are often tailored strongly toward one hero. Meanwhile, generic staples stay in the game, keeping the price high. Flesh and Blood is just as inaccessible as Magic now. And while it is a better balanced and better designed game at its core, Magic has started to become more fun. There's just not a lot of ways to defend Flesh and Blood. It embraced the freak shit in its setting, adding stupid shit like pirates, adding moronic cyberpunk crap, and a fucking robot wizard, and now the hero closest to finally getting banned is some black girl who looks like she's from the latest DD5E published adventure or something. This game had a lot of potential, but really, how do you support this game now? Of course, many of us will continue to play it, even recommend it to friends, to spread around the sunk cost fallacy. But the chance it had at being a strong alternative to Magic the Gathering is fading by the day. For every good set it releases, like Rosetta, it releases either some overpowered garbage like Mistvale or some barely memorable repetition of a previous theme, like The Hunted, or else now we have the Pirates Set High Seas, or whatever the hell it's called. If it breaks the game, then Flesh and Blood will be dead. It may take a while for it to die, but it has already killed its integrity as a setting, which is saying something since it already was a generic fantasy world, and perhaps intentionally so. Now, if it kills its integrity as a game, with a pirate necromancer named fucking Gravy Bones of all things taking over the game, it will just start to fade away, being eternally a second fiddle to Magic, which just reclaimed some of its dignity with the latest Tarkir set. Let us hope that Gravy Bones and Marilyn don't actually break the flesh and blood math, because the Living Legend system, as much as it self-corrects the game, can only do so much. What is the point in automatically cycling out the overpowered heroes if they just print another one as soon as those are finally leaving the game? Who would even want to play? Apparently Flesh and Blood is still thriving, but who knows for how much longer at this rate.